without further ado, I'm going to reveal the tier list. So I've got 28 different types of instant ramen, and I've taken pictures of all of the different packs and I've organized them in order of cheapest to most expensive. So it goes from least expensive of 30 cents to most expensive of $3. So the ramen, I did like the math. The total is like maybe $37 for everything here. So it's like a good, it's like if I were getting delivery, honestly, but instead in the form of just a massive amount of ramen. I'm gonna try to eat as much as I can, but logistically, I will not be able to eat all of this ramen. And based off of my past experiences, instant ramen goes bad very quickly. I can't preserve it in like a fridge. It'll just like congeal and become this like jelly cube. So when I went to gather everything, there's a lot of different instant noodle varieties, and so I wanted to narrow it in two ways. One, I'm only doing packs, so that's why all of these have the plastic thin wrapper packaging. So no cup noodle. If I did cup noodle, I think it would just be like the same flavors but in different shape. And maybe some fancier ones, but I wanted to focus specifically on the packed, dried instant ramen. And the packaging had to explicitly mention that it's ramen. I think it's 8 different brands of ramen and a bunch of different flavors from each of them. So we'll get a good idea of what each one is capable of. Round 1, gotta go with the classics. We are starting with the Fountainhead Maruchan. We got chicken, we got chili, we got creamy chicken, and we got beef. Let's start cracking these packs. Okay. It's interesting. I wouldn't know if I would call it beef. Like, it's definitely a different like level of saltiness, a different sensation than the chicken. If I was blindfolded and I was given this broth to try to taste and distinguish it, I'd probably think it's chicken. I don't think it's like unique enough to really stand out, I guess. Yeah, so what I was thinking about how the beef broth, even though it doesn't taste like beef, it's like not as salty. I don't know what I'm tasting that's different though. I can't really pinpoint what the main difference is between the beef and the chicken, but I like the beef better. I think I definitely like the beef better, which is surprising because I've like always gone for the chicken. Creamy chicken flavor. I don't know what to expect. So right away the color is in fact creamy. It looks like it's still like slightly opaque though. It's like if you took the chicken broth and you added just like a touch of milk to it. It's not like all that appetizing though. the color and the opaqueness of it and like the little specks in it, I don't know why it's like giving me like the liquid where you put stuff in the dishwasher but it's still got food on it, and then you activate it and maybe one of the glasses was upside down, so when you open the dishwasher you find like one glass that's got dishwater water still stuck in it. Like, that's what this is reminding me of. I would definitely not guess this is creamy chicken. I'm trying to discern what makes this, what like the main difference. It's not as salty, which I think is a big plus. I think I'm definitely coming to the conclusion that the chicken broth is just like too salty for me. It's like a different flavor. It's like it's definitely like got the chicken base to it. They added something, like some herb. It's not cream. It's not cream taste, whatever they added. Ooh, I can smell the chili. I can already smell it. Ooh. Ooh, I wasn't expecting it to have a kick. So like all I'm getting is the heat from the sauce. It's definitely, I've made this sauce. I've made these. I've made this type of broth before when cooking peppers. So it's like they took like this traditional spice blend of cayenne and paprika and cayenne and a few other, and they just stuck it in water. It's good. I think it's good. I don't think I would get this personally, but I respect that it's a dramatic change from all of the other flavors that I've had. I can also like pinpoint. I could like, unlike the other ones, like this is definitely like, yeah, it's definitely chili flavor. It's definitely like got like traditional like Mexican blend of flavors. So in conclusion, chicken, I won't. This is controversial, but I think I'm gonna jump ahead and put the chicken flavored Maruchan in the C tier, which is bold because this is like I would say this flavor is the default flavor, and I'm putting it in C. Because ultimately, now that I know that beef exists, I have no inclination to reach for chicken when it's the same price. All of them a solid C tier. That's probably, I kind of want to put beef in B, because the other thing is like, these packs were 30 cents. In terms of price, this is a solid bowl of food. I don't know. I want to give them some kudos for putting together something that's so cheap, but still like palatable and fulfilling. So I kind of want to, maybe I'll put a low B for beef. And the rest of them, I want to put in C. Chili, I want to give chili points, but I don't think I would go for it. And maybe it's kind of weird that it's like, in my mind, in my mind it's already like weird to say this is ramen, and then you add a remarkably non like Asian combination of flavors to it, so it makes it like an even further departure. So next group is going to be this top ramen. There's 3 flavors. There's going to be chicken, there's beef, and there's also soy sauce, which I got these 3, unlike the others where I got 1 pack of each. These I got in 6-pack, and I've been gnawing at the soy sauce 6-pack this past week. So right away, the chicken on this one is very different. It's like if I got like those like I believe they're like called bouillon cubes. They used to like just like make instant chicken broth. I think it's the exact same thing as that. It's very distinct bouillon flavor. So they use the red and the orange coloring in the same way that Maruchan does in their branding. So I guess mentally I'm like, those are the same, and they're also priced very similarly. But this broth is not as salty as the Maruchan broth. And maybe almost to like a detriment. Like I almost wish it was like slightly more salty. Yeah, all in all solid. I think this is a good one. If you like really like the idea of chicken broth, I would recommend the top ramen one over the Maruchan one, because it's definitely more faithful to chicken. But if you really, I would still put Maruchan chicken as like more iconic. If you want the quintessential idea of a salty, encompassing experience, I would go for the Maruchan. Yes, exactly. Maruchan is the quintessential ramen experience. Beef is what I'm eating right now. Whew, definitely love the beef. The beef broth is more pronounced, and I think it's like a Worcestershire sauce flavor that I'm tasting. It's not like beef, but Worcestershire goes well with beef, so that makes sense why the broth would taste like it too. Wow, that was great. I guess I haven't had the beef in a while, but maybe it's also like now that I'm like seeing these two side by side, this is I think top ramen is just like more faithful to the flavors that they've got on the package, and Maruchan, it's just like these different concoctions that through the power of suggestion, you're like, this is chicken, even though it tastes nothing like it. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's soy sauce. It's like a sweet, I want to say teriyaki sauce, but I think teriyaki uses soy sauce, so maybe that's accurate. But it's like, it's got a slight sweetness to it. I'm sort of shocked because I've been eating a lot of the soy sauce, and I'm coming across this knowing that I love the beef much more. So, back to the ranking. So beef is definitely the best. I would put this chicken below Maruchan chicken because I think I just don't like the flavor of like bouillon cube broth. Yeah, I think I'm totally on board with that. If anything, the flavors that you taste are more accurate to what the packaging advertises. But it's definitely, I think I'll definitely put the top ramen beef better than Maruchan beef, followed by soy sauce. Yeah, that's what I'll do. This one's actually weird, so I haven't finished prepping it. So this one actually slipped. I reread the packaging and it noticed that it actually breaks my rules. But I didn't read it closely because this one is described as instant noodles, stir-fry noodles. The instructions are funky and it pack it. It's like multiple different components on the screen. But yeah, so I've got this one's fancier instead of having one solid packet. It's got fried onion, then seasoning, and the 3 different liquids. So this will be an interesting DIY to put together. Oh, yes, because it is like fried noodles. Got it. Okay, the first steps are all just like preparing the noodles and then draining the water. Ooh, 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 ooh! I licked one of my finger at a little bit of the chili sauce after I squeezed it out. It's another one with a kick. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm very excited to try this. Ooh, ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, this tastes like. This is inaccurate because it's different levels cuisine. But the spices and like the different like flavors I'm getting, I want to liken it almost to the experience of eating a Dorito. Where Dorito has all sorts of stuff going on and it's like an energetic burst of flavor. And this one, I feel the same way. I think I'm tasting primarily what was in that seasoning packet because I don't really taste any of the soy sauce that was put in. And I'm getting the chili. I want to keep eating this. This is great. I gotta stop eating it. But that surprised me. But the question is, because I may have burned myself, because this does not fit. I don't think this fits the criteria of being ranked in the instant ramen ranking because there's no broth to it. The fact that you prep the noodles in the same, I think it's the same like type of instant noodle, but after you prep it you drain the water, so then all you're left with are like seasoned like ready noodles. This is so good though. But it's not a ramen. You know what? This is gonna be controversial. I'm gonna call it Sigma male.
Sigma is outside the pyramid. The Sigma and the Alpha are equal, but the Sigma male sits outside of the hierarchy by his own choice.
I would say this is a top tier pack of instant noodles, but I would not include it in the same ranking as the rest of the instant ramens that I am ranking, if that makes sense. This is a great pack. This is a good product. So I've got the next round, which are these, it's called Koyo. The brand's name is Koyo, and their tagline is an umami adventure. So the 3 flavors that I have, Lemongrass Ginger, Tofu Miso, and Asian Vegetable. I don't know. Something about the taste is off, is what I'll say. But it's like I get like this one flavor and then water. I can't taste anything else. Like the description sounds awesome. Like it's supposed to have snow peas. I can't taste snow peas. I can't really taste garlic. There's like, maybe it's like onion powder. Maybe that's the predominant flavor I'm getting. It's just like onion powder. And like a little bit of everything else. Like whatever this Chinese mushroom powder is. Maybe it's just like mushroom and onion and then water. Yeah, all in all, like a weird experience. I would definitely not recommend the Asian vegetable flavor. Let me see if the other ones are different. Smells kind of weird, gotta say that. It's got like a weird tire smell to it. The tofu bits are well-meaning, almost taste like a very soft cheese. I don't know, it's like a mild miso. It's a very mushroomy. I think it's more of a mushroomy miso than I would expect. Noodles make this an awful experience. The slight mushroom taste to that miso broth, coupled with like the slight Play-Doh taste of the noodles, means I just get like mushroom Play-Doh like hits me in the face. So that one was like eh. And then now on to the last one, which is lemongrass ginger. I can smell the ginger. Okay, still again the issue of the noodles. And this one had way more water too. Like I'm able to fully submerge the collection of noodles that was provided into the water, and they're still like not soft enough to eat. I think this is like it ends up being kind of flavorless. Like I can definitely taste the lemon and the ginger, but like it needed more. Like I was promised, Koyo, your tagline is an umami adventure, and I think in all of them I just needed a little more umami. I needed a little bit more of the seasonings that would actually like stand up to the water and the noodles. But like this needed like a little bit of salt. It needed a little bit more oomph. It's like I can taste the flavors, but they're still bland. And in some cases, they're like negative tasting. The fact that the noodle just does not work out, I kind of do want to put them in F. When I look at the fact that chili is on the C tier as the lowest C, like I don't think any of these beat the chili. And the chili was like definitely the most out of place choice of flavor for ramen. But the chili at least like it had something to it. Also, I took a bite of that bowl, the Indomie noodles, right after having the Koya noodles. Oh, it's so good. I forgot like just how good it is, and it's so much better right after having that round. This is the Mama brand noodles. I've got chicken, pork, shrimp tom yum, shrimp creamy tom yum. So I'm gonna have them in that order. So I'm gonna start with the chicken. Ooh, whoa. I think this is very salty. I don't taste anything about this that tells me this is chicken. Oh man, I was so hyped up for it. I was so excited to try it. I thought all of the packets would amount to something, and it's just very salty. Oh, weird. It's like bacony. Definitely like, I think this is like the best instant noodle out of all of them. And I can actually taste this one because it's not like painfully salty. Like, whoa, okay. Whoo! It's very citrusy. I don't think it's lemon. It doesn't taste like lemon, but it gives the same sensations of citrus. It's tasty. I feel like I like this broth by itself. Like, it doesn't feel appropriate for the noodles. This is such an interesting conundrum because I think the noodles in these mama packets are better than the rest of the instant noodles here. I think the sauce is really good, but I think when they're put together, it's like they don't, I don't know. I'm also like a ways in, getting kind of full. Maybe I would eat a bowl of this. No, okay. That still confirms my thesis that I think they're both great separately, but just okay together. Whew, okay, the heat from the last one is now kicking back in. It's got a delayed spiciness to it. Oh, it's so pretty. It's still like a nice pale orange color. Ooh, okay. This one still is the same thing where first flavor I get is lemon. It feels like the lemon doesn't fit. And maybe it would fit if there was like actual more stuff going on in here. Like maybe you just can't use lemon to try to highlight carbohydrates in your dish. You want to use lemon to highlight like fruit and vegetables and meats and other stuff that's not carbs. The other one was like a full punch with the lemon right in your face. This one, it's there, but it's subtler. So I think the chicken, I'm going with F. Pork, kind of a mid-C. I'll put it better than the top ramen. I don't know where to put the mama one because it's like, I really like the broth and I like the noodles, but I don't like it together. My heart is telling me it's the top of C. And then the creamy one, I'll put for beef. So we have 5 flavors. We've got original, chicken, beef, shrimp, and then miso. Even now my brain it's getting into ramen brain territory. Ooh, that's fun. It's saltier than I would expect it. It's probably like on the same level of saltiness as the Maruchan one. It's salty, but it's got like a citrus element to it too. It smells weird. Does it? Maybe not. Maybe that's just my ramen brain. Yeah, they do a good job of getting better with the water. I can't believe how quickly I've lost my phrasing. Like, I'm not intoxicated. I've had 15 so far. And I guess this is my 16th one. It's got a good level of like salt and like a tang to it, but it comes across as sour. Like when I eat it and I feel like the bowl is sour. It's right now above the top ramen soy sauce flavor. So now it's chicken. That's too salty. It's another unfortunate casualty of the salty chicken broth. I think that does a better justice to what a chicken broth ramen would be. But it's very, very salty. So I think that was the best of the chickens, but still salty. I'm gonna put it right above the Maruchan chicken. Ooh. Okay, another one that's fallen victim to being too salty. Let me do another sip of it. I'm gonna try to ignore the salt. Ooh, it's hard to ignore the salt though. It's hard to ignore how salty that is. It's mostly salt. It tastes like the top ramen soy sauce ramen, but with more salt. Man, no A's. I don't know if I'll see an A today. I guess nothing right now beats the top ramen beef. I'll put it before the top ramen chicken. Oh, it's another salty one. Oh, I can't even swallow it. It's so salty. This is so salty. I literally can't taste any shrimp. Let me try it again. Oh my god, I shouldn't have done that. It's so salty. Oh, it's like a big old mouthful of the ocean. Oh my god, that's... Oh man, I'm getting a headache from that. Maybe I was already getting a headache from just like... There's like so much salt in all of these. I'm just like short-circuiting from it. This is controversial, but I think I'm actually gonna put it in the lowest spot. Alright. Oh my goodness, I have more. Now it's the miso ramen. Ooh, here goes nothing. Oh my god, my brain is just so sick of the salt. I can taste other flavors. It's not miso though. I don't think I'm tasting miso. That's this Ichiban. Sapporo Ichiban miso ramen. Well, it's gonna go in F tier. It's just a matter of where. I don't know if I want to be controversial, but my mind is telling me that it is worse than the Koyo ramen, but better than the vegetable. But I was expecting better. I was really thinking that this would be where, like, it would shine, but I found all of these to be worse. Whew. Okay. I feel like it's getting harder to talk. At some point in the round when I was tasting the Sapporo Ichiban, this turned from just a simple, like, sitting down and tasting different foods to now this is like an endurance. The game has changed. Next we have a one-off one. Wow, we're getting in the final. So we've got 3 rounds left and 8 ramen total left, which is surprising, which means I've had 20. I've had 20 ramen so far. Shin Ramyun noodle soup. I actually think this is my favorite noodle. I think we finally evolved. I think when I got this, I think this was priced at $2. So we finally jumped past the dollar packs. Although I think there were a few ones that were like $1.50 in there that I didn't count. I think maybe the Sapporo Ichiban ones were a bit more expensive, which surprises me. but this certainly feels like a jump up in quality. I think the noodles are nice and thick. This is too spicy for my taste, but it's not it's a nice warm heat. Oh, I was eyeing up a dry piece of mushroom. Oh no! Oh, it's so spicy. I have hiccups now. Oh no! Oh. Oh no! Oh no! Well, this is gonna be. Woo! I personally would not have it again, but just because I'm too much of a spice weenie. But it's good. I just wish I could handle it. I'm gonna put it. I guess I have to put it right after the creamy tom yum. So, these next ones, this is they're called Lotus Foods. These are at $2.50 per pack. Like, the noodles are super thin. Ooh, they're like spongy. The first packet then is the wakame and brown rice. This is so different compared to everything else. This is like giant pieces of seaweed in it that have rehydrated. I'm just eating the seaweed now. Yep. It's rehydrated seaweed. This feels like a total departure. The noodles are nice. The broth is really nice and flavorful. This is what my current table looks like. I've got the 3 giant bowls of all of the leftover ramen that I just can't eat. This one to the left of me right here, this is the one I just had, the Shin Ramyun. But this bowl right here, that is the one that I'm currently eating. So it's got like such a deep broth, and the noodles, like you can even see visually here, like the noodles have such a different texture to them. You can see the differences in like the curliness and also the thicknesses too. This is a good comparison actually. This is such a complete dish. Deservedly like pretty good. It looks like it's gonna be shiitake mushroom. It smells kind of mushroomy. Ooh. These noodles are so thin. It's like eating angel hair. The broth, though, it does need a little something. I think the mushroom flavor doesn't carry it. And unlike the other one, where they're like these nice big pieces of seaweed to also help carry the flavor, this one doesn't have anything in it. Still like got a lovely texture to it, and it's not like abrasively salty, which is a low bar. Millet brown red miso soup. Man, I really perked up. My brain feels so much clearer for some reason. This one also has pieces of seaweed, which is nice. I'll just give you bonus points for seaweed. Not sure about that flavor. I sip the broth and I taste salt, and I worry, but I think it's a good level of salt. Yeah, I think I just don't like the taste. It's got like a sour bitter element to it. I don't really get miso, but I also maybe just don't recognize the taste of red miso. Jade Pearl. So this is white miso. Yeah, it looks like it. It's refreshing, which is an odd thing to say. I don't think I would say a lot of other things that I've eaten today were refreshing. The broth. It kind of reminds me of green tea, like matcha green tea. But not in flavor, I think just in like the experience of it. It's got like this like earthiness. That's the word. Jade Pearl rice ramen contains bamboo extract with chlorophyll, giving it a delicious light vanilla flavor. I don't know if I would call the flavor I'm having vanilla. Then that makes sense why I'm tasting this like earthiness. I'm tasting bamboo. But it's lovely. This forbidden rice. I'm perplexed because I don't really taste anything with the noodles. The noodles taste very similar to the other noodles there, and the broth tastes similar to the broth I just had. There's just no seaweed. So it tastes... It's like a plainer version of the bowl I just had. Back to here. I really liked the first one. To the point that I think these are back up in A. The forbidden rice I'll put after the spicy one. I'll put the shiitake one is also low. I'm gonna put the shiitake one a ways away. There. Jade Pearl I thought was great. I might put that above. Just because of the seaweed. Alright. last two, which are $3, and part of me is wondering if they're $3 because they're just using organic ingredients. I've got this organic ramen miso. It is an imported product from Japan, and organic ramen, but shoyu flavored instead. The broth itself sounds weird, but it's just okay. It really hurts it with the smell, because the smell for the shoyu is off. It's like, it's bad. It smells bad. It smells kind of like feet. I don't know why. My mouth, I haven't gotten another bite of it, but my mouth just feels like it's coated in oil, which is sort of like what I feel like when I have regular ramen. It's very oily. It's weird this isn't better. I guess this is technically a better dish than the other ones I've had today, but it is not better than the ones that I had in the rice ramen set. The packaging on it says adding your own cooked vegetables, meat, or seafood is a great way to enhance the ramen meal! ! But this was $3. It seems like it's still lacking more stuff for the price point that it's at, which is weird. Last up is the miso, which smells like miso, so that's a plus. At least the miso, I'm at least excited for the broth. Yeah, that's a fun broth. It's got a nice little bit of acidity to it. It's very distinctly miso. Yeah, I think it's the best miso of the day, in that it's definitely miso. The question is, yeah, I don't think I would get either of these. I think these are too expensive of a price point. I think this was a fun thing to get for now, just to see, like, are these actually, like, maybe these are way better and worth it. I don't think they are, though. I think they're just okay. Final placing for them. I think shoyu goes right in front of the forbidden rice. Miso ramen, want to put it right after the other one. So now it's the final view. Yeah, I think the Sapporo Ichiban shrimp one is definitely the worst. It's amazing that the round that came after it with the rice ramen carried as well as it did, because it uplifted my attitude for the rest of the tasting. And I think the shrimp one actually gave me a headache and made it hard to think. It actually short-circuited my brain. So yeah, I think that's definitely the lowest place spot. The koyo also, I think, deservedly fit in the bottom there. I think they're kind of sad. Most of the Maruchans are in C tier. I think that's fair. Wow, I really put the rice ramens in the A tier. That makes sense. I agree with that. I would maybe I'm gonna move beef to B tier. And you know what? After all of this, that's right. Indomie's going to the top. Yeah, it really outperformed everyone here. It's got a great blend of flavors. And really the only distinction that prevented it from being ranked as a ramen was that it wasn't suspended in broth. And maybe the other ones would be just as strong if I pre-drained the broth, but there was a nice balance. I've heard the dangers of having only one item in S tier, though, is that it makes it seem like the top item is so much better than everyone else's. But in this case, I think it's justified.